Hello and welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 25. Right guys, as you can see, we have stayed in May. Now we are going to try and contract a lot in this month. Now we are just going to increase the time to 10. I was just in the menu. I didn't want to waste too much time. As you can probably imagine, I set it to like 6 o'clock and it still took quite a bit of time to decide what we were going to do. Now I have taken 2 mowing contracts, which is going to lead us to about £8,000. We've got field 91 just down there and field 9, which is our old grass field, believe it or not. So we're going to go and start with our old grass field because it's further away. We can probably get a little bit of a time lapse over on that field, and I have found a bit of a spraying contract. I was going to call it like a weeding contract. I've been very tempted about maybe getting in on this contract. It's worth about £16,000. The problem is how much herbicide it's gonna take to do, and that's probably the biggest thing. The only other thing we've got really to do is there is a couple of fertilizing contracts, and to be quite honest, that's kind of, yeah, I don't want to do fertilizing where we pay for fertilizer. Fertilizing contracts were always said we would use our own, but we have kind of started using our own fertilizer on our own field. So I don't know, I've been umming and ahhing about. Plus you got to buy fertilizer and stuff, and that stuff's not cheap, so kind of takes the profit out of that kind of contract. I'm surprised field 9 didn't get rechanged into something else. You know, we made it a grass field and it's still a grass field. But yeah, here we go. This is what we're going to be doing then today. We've got this field, like I said, and another field. There is a lot of fantastic style fog. That looks fantastic. I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit just to see where edge of the field is. I think we might have missed a little bit of the edge of that field. Yeah, that is kind of what we're going to be doing today. As per usual, we will try and get a little bit of a headland done before we turn it into a little bit of a time lapse. But yeah, we've got to deliver some wool again. We do have some wool in the field. Guys, the goats. Let's talk about the goats while we're just doing this headland real quickly. It does appear that the goats pay very, very well. But it does also appear that our goats do not produce very much milk at once. So the question is, we're going to have to wait for our goats to get a little bit older, because we did buy some young ones. And then we're going to have to find out if our goats are actually going to be profitable. Because I've got a feeling they're not. Well, obviously they're going to be profitable. They literally cost nothing but water to look after. But as it stands right now, we have like 100 litres of goat milk. That's it. It's not a lot. Yet I have 4,000 litres of wool. But you got to remember, there is a lot more sheep than goats. You know, so there is that factor. Like if we have 4 times more sheep, we should have 4 times. But obviously 100 and something litres of goat's milk versus 4,000, do you know what I mean? That's not 4 times the amount kind of thing. So we're going to have to kind of wait and get our younger goats up, and hopefully we can start making some good money from them. If not, we'll sell them and we'll bring some sheep back in. We can always maybe get a separate goat pen. Maybe a way of doing it. Right guys, I'm going to get this into a time lapse. We're going to get the radio turned on, and I want to get these, hopefully try and get both of these grass contracts knocked out. Right guys, as you can see, we have pretty much got both of these contracts done in one time lapse. It was a bit longer time lapse than we have definitely done lately. We've done very little time lapses over the last few days, considering how big some of these fields are. But as you can see, these contracts are now coming to an end. That is going to be a good chunk of money as well, which is brilliant, to be honest. Massively needed for the farm. I say we're not going to let this go to waste. We need to just keep an eye on our spinnery though, guys, because we do need to possibly put some more wool in it ASAP. My calculations from the last episode were wrong. It is 1300. It's 1440 a go, but you need to use 3 wool in every single one. So that means we need to be putting in at least roughly 3,500 litres of wool every month into our spinnery. Now we do have that. We created like probably did I say about 4,000 litres in half a month. So we do have the wool coming every half a month. So yeah, well, you know, it's not, there we go, done, dusted. Now the question is there any more mowing contracts since we're kind of here? Right, so we have just made £5,026 and we have just made £3,367. So while we have the mower out and the biggest, you know, yeah, right, we need to get some wool moved. Look at that, the wool's getting less. Let's go on to here, mowing. No, there is nothing under mowing now. So that is all the mowing contracts completed. That is a shame. I could have sworn there was an extra one, but maybe it's already been completed. If anybody, this is more a question for people to answer, because I haven't had time to test it yet. Playing some different games and that yesterday with a couple of friends. There is a new contract mod come out for mowing and baling. Now, does this mowing and baling, does it pay better because it does mowing and baling? And is it working? Is there any issues? Now, if anyone does know the answers to these, by all means, please let me know in the comments below, because I would love to maybe mow and bale. It would be quite handy. I kind of want to do one of these fertilizer contracts. Now, hear me out when I say this. If we were to do this fertilizer contract on field 46 and we were to send the Ford with this tanker, we could get the worker automatically using that slurry. Now, I think that's the best way to do it. And I do you know what? I want to do it like that. I didn't realise the Ford had that trailer connected to it. Now, I don't normally have it where the worker uses the slurry from the pit, but it's just going to save me having to go backwards and forwards. And as long as we've got the slurry, I kind of don't really care. It sounds daft, doesn't it? But I genuinely don't care as long as we have the slurry. You know, if we didn't have the slurry, it'd be a little bit of a different story. But, you know, we do have it. So I think what we'll do is we'll send this guy off to go and do this contract. We'll move a little bit of wool over so that we don't actually run out of wool in the spinnery. And then that should be bringing us onto the next 10-ish, you know, 9 to 10,000 pound pallet. If I do sound a bit loud, but this game seems very loud in my headset today for some reason. And if I turn my headset down one more notch, I genuinely can't hear it. It's like it's a bit skew with. So I'm going to send that there. I'm going to go down to here. We're going to use slurry. We're going to have it on cow stall, and we're going to have that on cow stall. So if we have it, we can have a worker doing it like that. I think that's going to work better for us, to be honest. I do just want to have a look to see if there is a pallet of fabric there. There is a pallet of fabric. I did not plan on a pallet of fabric. Wow. I didn't think we'd have one today. Right, that's going to be about another £9,000 then. So what we'll do is we'll load this into the trailer. We'll have to just do super strength because I want to get back at doing some more jobs if it's possible. I could have live streamed just doing contracts though. Stayed in May and just live streamed it on one time. But I don't want to earn too much money in a month. At least if we're playing on 10 times, we're playing on 10 times, let's be honest. Right, let me just put that over there like that. And yeah, let's go get the wool. Now you're probably wondering, oh yeah, but you're going in the wrong direction. Nah, yeah, you're right, guys. I really am. I really am. But we're gonna go and pick up the 4,500 litres of wool by the look of it. 4.25. It's a 4.25. That just means now in June 1, the wool technically doesn't need to go into the spinnery. And I need to also check down at the dairy. Now, I know this is like a lot of like running around doing the production, but our fields are not ready. So that doesn't need doing. This is what's going to happen now with our farm. Like, we're going to spend all the farm months doing the farm work. And then we're going to spend all the like the rest of the year now doing productions and, you know, I don't want to say contracts because I don't think we're going to have to do contracts. Why are you not working yet on this contract? Very weird. It hasn't even started yet. What have we got here? 280 litres. Can we just have a little look over to the Ford? He is doing something, but I don't... Right, he is working. It's fantastic. Yep, there you go. It's working. But I'm going to leave that goat milk there because there's not enough goat milk to be doing anything in there anytime soon. So we'll get this dropped off at the spinnery. We'll get the fabric into the sell point. I'd go to the sell point first, but I don't want to obviously... Oh, no, I might be able to. Yeah, I would be able to actually, but yeah, we'll go into the spinnery first. I need to just shoot down to the dairy, but I don't want to drive to the dairy if there's absolutely zero there. I don't want to be wasting our time. So we do just want to come down onto here like this, into here, and there we go. So we're going to just leave that there. We're going to shoot to the dairy because we might as well sell everything all at once. We do nearly have a bottle of buffalo milk. We've got 2 pallets. The problem is it was buffalo milk and butter, wasn't it? Buffalo milk and butter. No, it wasn't. It was bottled milk. Bottled milk, sorry. Milk bottled is 900. So that's £1,000. And we've got butter, which is... It's not the best price right now, but it is near enough a better price. It's only going to get worse over the next few months, so we might as well just quickly nip down to the sell point and then down to the dairy. We'll load it up and we'll get it to the sell point. So I'm going to put this into a little bit of a time lapse as well, just to get it just get the journey done really. We've made it to the sell point. Whoa, do you know what? I hit that lamp. I hit that light so often because I don't just forget it's there. Alright, let's get it in there. We've just made 11,000 for, let's just call it, including your environmental score, 12,000. and £12,100. So we are now up to £124,787. That is fantastic. I'll tell you what there is as well, guys. Somebody gave me some details for one of the... Whoa, we have some... Yeah, I was about to say, actually, we haven't looked in the shop. It's not bad. That's alright, is that? That would run our header. It's actually got a bigger tank as well. That would actually run our header. How much is our harvester worth, out of curiosity? Oh, 50. It's not actually worth that much. There is a point on... you're going to have to forgive me. If you watch this video, you're going to have to forgive me. I know you told me in Discord where this was. Somebody told me where one of the things is. He told me it was in the cul-de-sac near the sheep field, and it's the yellow house. So, obviously, there's the sheep field. The cul-de-sac is on the right, and it's in the yellow house. And he said it was on a floor. Well, there's only one yellow house, so that makes life a lot easier. Is that it there? It is. There we go, guys. There is another one of the collectibles. Yeah, I like I say, I weren't really making a point of getting those in this series, but you know, you guys have all said just to do it, it'll help expand the farm quicker, even though we're about to make a crap ton of money when canola season comes again. But yeah, we're getting them. You guys want me to do it, but yeah, I need details like that. You know, sheep field in the cul-de-sac opposite the sheep field, yellow house. That's how I need to. I don't, you know, I know there are people who do come in the comments saying, oh, you know, there's something at this coordinate and this corner. If I go to the coordinates and I'm constantly looking in the coordinates, I'm never gonna find anything. I just want to point that out. I'll never find them. I'll spend an entire episode just trying to find the coordinates, and I need the exact you know, like details like that. Basically, that is what we need. I'm just going to leave this over here once again. We're going to have another little look in the contract, just in case there is anything come up. He's massively on with that contract. See, there's fertilizing there. There's fertilizing. Like, if we've got enough slurry, we could maybe send him out. The slurry costs us nothing. There is a sowing contract. 4,500. It wants me to plant red beet. We don't have a big... Whoa, there we go. Look, that's what I was talking about. But how many litres of spray is that going to take? I don't think that's worth doing. We can't do a stone picking. Why is that giving us a header? That's weird. Wood transport. We could do it with super strength, but, you know, our problem would be is moving the logs. There's another £5,000. We could probably use the i4 trailer as well, because we could just rest the logs on it. I tell you what, to end this episode, let's do this. I've never done one of these contracts before. I know they don't pay as well as they used to. Wow, I love it. I had that frame issue when it snowed. I've got it now, but it's not as bad. The rain. Like I say, guys, I do play in 4K. I don't use DLSS, I don't use DLAA, I use like native 4K. And I do use and same with like OBS, you know, obviously recording in 4K. If you just want to have a little look on these stats, you know, it does jump around on the same, but it is there. If I unlock the frames though, guys, I mean, even with the rain, we're at 60. Right, where are we going? Oh, I'm on the wrong road. Right, okay. Yeah, so really strange, really, isn't it? And then, you know, I can jump in the hundreds in native. Like I said, there's no issue with the... I don't know, it's just... This is the only game I have a problem with. And I used to have this exact... Not this exact problem, but I used to have this problem with... when I had the 4080 graphics card. I would just have problems with farm sim, and only ever farm sim. And if anyone's like, oh, maybe, you know, your CPU needs upgrade, I've got a 7800X3D. You know what I mean? There isn't really that much better gaming-wise than what I've got. Yeah, there is a couple, but I wouldn't go mad and say, you know, there's a load. You know, my wife still runs a 3600X, but, you know, she plays Minecraft and Euro Truck Simulator. It does, you know, she doesn't need loads, you know what I mean? She only plays in 1080 as well. You know, my little man's got like a 10400F and a 4060. Might be a 4060 Ti, to be honest. I don't really remember. He only got a 40 series graphics card because his 2060 that he had at the time it just died. It just died. So if we can do little jobs like this over the next couple of months. Now I know people are going to be, oh yeah, but you know, you shouldn't be doing it this way. Guys, you've seen what my front loading skills are like. It's kind of coming towards the end of this episode, and I'm kind of just trying to do something that we've not done on this series. And let's be honest, we've not done any logs. We've never done any logs on Farm Sim 25 because we don't like doing logs. We don't like doing tree work in general. If I put that there, and then I can put that there, this trailer would most likely collapse under this kind of weight. I don't think it would normally take this kind of weight, but there we go. If we can take the first few like this, that'll do. We're literally we're going to the sawmill now, right? Since we're going to the sawmill, I do know there is another one of these things here at the sawmill. I'm trying to not be like, oh yeah, but I know where they all are. I only know where they are, the ones that people tell me. I've got people open a ticket in the Discord and they're like, oh, you know, the ones here. Some private message me. I wish people wouldn't private message me though, just because I feel like I've got to read it instantly. I don't, you know. That's why I have like a ticket system. It's not a case of like being rude or out. It's just, you know, if I'm playing or doing something and then I get a message, you know, I like my private messages to kind of be like, you know, really important stuff like that I need to deal with. Like if say a stupid hackery bot came in the Discord, then I don't mind messages so I can get on with it straight away. That's why we just have a ticket system. It's not about trying to be like snobby and not want to talk to people. It's just, if everybody sent me messages, I'd never have any spare time. Right, so this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 logs all at once. And we are going, I'm not 100% sure where we're going with this. I've not been here. Well, I've been here once, but do I go to the same place as before? I don't know. Right, let me just get that on there. Because there's something here. No, that's the production, isn't it? Like I say, guys, I only know where that one is because somebody told me. To be honest, I think I might know where one more is, but again, I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not really sure. Right, there we go, and it's given us some fuel money, so we have delivered 52% of these logs. That is fantastic. I like that. But if you look, guys, by the time we cash in the contract, we cash in this the fertilizing contract, sorry, we cash in this wood contract, and we you know, because of the things we found for the things, yeah, basically this is it. This should be maybe one of these fields, but I'd like to get the sugar beet field first though. That is the one field I would love to get first. It kind of gives us a job more towards the winter months, and we can spend a bit of time doing it because, you know, really matter. We can spend 4 episodes doing that harvest in natural time and time lapses and stuff. You know, we can always maybe look at a bigger trailer if needs be. But if we can get the sugar beet, we should be able to... What we'll probably do is sell a couple of trailer loads of sugar beet to buy the very slow sugar beet production. Once we buy the very slow sugar beet production, we can then use that to help fund our big sugar beet. Sugar production. I keep saying sugar beet, but sugar production because of the sugar beet is what I mean. We want to be producing sugar, and then we'll do sugar beet more often, because if we already have a production. But I suppose at the end of the day, it depends how the production runs. If we can't get through the whole field in one year of the product, we'd have to plant something else, like, I don't know, carrots or something. So yeah. Gotta get that in there. Can we rest this one on here, please? Please don't fall off. I don't want you to fall. It shouldn't fall off because I've got a good collision on there. But it shouldn't fall off. But I do want to get this done all in one like this. Like I say, at some point, once, like, say there's no work to do, you know, we might look at doing one of these wood contracts. By actually getting the equipment and struggling on the video with it, just to be like, look, we've done it. But right now, I did state in the last episode that, you know, we would be trying to smash out as many contracts as we can to try and get this new field bought. Because the idea is, if we can buy this new field, we have to buy, or we might have to, sorry, not buy, but we might have to look at weeding the field. We might have to fertilize the field. We need time to get that yield up. But as you can see, our fertilizing contract is coming to an end. I do want to jump straight into that Ford though. I do not need him wasting slurry on part of the field that we are no longer doing. Once it hits 100%, done, dusted. That'll do me. Just looking at the textures on the trailer. How are we finding the trailer system, guys? I've been having some very weird comments about the i4 Williams trailer kit at the moment. I had someone messaging me on Kingsmore. Sorry, I've got hiccups. And he was basically like, oh, this one, my i4 Williams TT360, whatever the trailer number is, like, it doesn't fill up with grain. And I'm thinking, are you using the flatbed? Like, this has a flatbed option. I'm using the flatbed. You know, you can't put grain in this one. But if I go in and give it to it, can take grain, which is the next option with the capacity, then that, you know, it would work. And I basically pointed it out, and I didn't get another message back. But yeah, people are, I don't know, it's really, really weird. There we go. Wood transport is complete. And yeah, he has still, right, so that is completed there. We'll collect that. That is completed on there like that. That is fantastic. We have 156,125 pounds. Now, if we go into June 1 in the next episode, guys, we should be hitting that. We should be hitting target. £209,000 is our target, but we will have a fee for the tractor to pay. So, you know, hopefully we'll have another pallet of wool come out. I'm not saying we will have, I'm just saying hopefully we will. You know, if not, we'll sell some wool, we'll sell something from the dairy if there's anything in the dairy. You know, we'll be having a look at what contracts there are, and then that would mean we've only technically got one field left to buy that is in our area. What the hell's that bridge over there? Why is there a bridge over here? What the? Is this where we get into the... Not that building just doesn't open. Is that, and obviously that's because we haven't done the challenge. Is that how you get in there? That's... Okay. But yeah, like I say, guys, if you know where any of the future locations are, please let me know. Give me a good description, an idiot's guide to finding them. And I don't mean send me a YouTube video where you all are. I mean literally just, you know... Be like, for example, under, you know, at the yellow house in the cul-de-sac, for example. You know, I went into the cul-de-sac, there was only one yellow house. That made life so much easier. Give me kind of precise locations that I'm going to remember, and then we know what to do and where to go. That's kind of what we're looking for. But guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. I genuinely hope you've enjoyed it. I've had an absolute blast. We've made another £50,000 towards our new field. I am absolutely loving this. And yeah, like I said, if you've enjoyed it, hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.